Hello, Jean-Marc. How are you today? And welcome to Discovering Dowsing.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Alex. It's going to be a fascinating journey talking about Celeste.
Absolutely. Because I would say, just to sort of dive straight in, Celeste is such a special. I don't even know the word to describe Celeste, because it's beyond words, I would say. There are practical labels that you could assign, like a healing tool or, harmonizing. But the feeling I get with Celeste is just so transformative and powerful, yet celestial. So it feels very light and expansive and illuminating and beautiful. And it feels a bit like the future of healing in its simplicity and its beauty and how gently powerful it is. It feels like it's perfect for right now to help guide us through into where we're heading. I don't know, what would you say about Celeste and why we're talking about Celeste on Discovering Dowsing?
Well, why we're talking about Celeste? Because I think, I don't think it's something which is an incredible tool everyone should have and everyone should use, right? Because it really works at a deep level, at the cellular level of the body, right? So it really is a tool which is facilitated the healing to the speed where I don't think we are being used to. We use many therapy. I've been using many therapy over many years. And I knew it was there's something else we can do using the same tools like pendulum, but not to be a pendulum, but to be a powerful healing tool, right? And I knew something. I remember when I was doing a lot of work and I was using our lovely pendulum, right? So this pendulum, it's my own design, and inside there's a card, an infinity alignment card. So it always cleans and it always clean, right? Because wood is always a source. It's very difficult to clear energetically because there's so many holes in it. So it's and I remember wake up in the morning and I had this information said today you're not going to use your pendulum anymore, right? And I know I had like a back-to-back client around. I was going to see like 10 clients, so I like to do a reading before and doing the healing and reading after to see what's left and what we are to touch next to the next session needed. And I find myself like when I started, because I went to the pendulum because I saw a lot of my friends and therapists and using pendulum, right? But I knew there was something which was not fitting with me because I was always in conflict. So sometimes my body was receiving the information before the pendulum is initiate some sort of a movement, right? And also I always ask myself why we need to know where the yes and where the no, where we are looking always for the positive answer. So why not going straight away to the yes? So for me, I was in conflict with myself, right? So I tried the dowsing rod. It was the same. It was difficult for me to work with the dowsing rod because my body was reacting before. So I start to put all these things on the side, and I said, okay, I learned from there on the way I can. When I go student or people working with it, I understand a bit more. But it's that way he start and where he stop, right? Mm-hmm. So when I have this information in the morning, where okay, you're not going to do the pendulum, so okay, so it might be something interesting behind that. So let's go for it, right? And I realized when I was scrolling down the chart, right, like this chart.
Yes.
When I was scrolling down, my body was reacting.
Yes.
So mainly the right one. So I had a kick, but it was very pronounced. And I remember the day after the first day I was working without the pendulum, I cannot lift my arm. I was in so much pain because the kick was so strong, and every time, and how many times this thing happened during the session and during the like 10 people I saw on the same day.
Yes.
It was very heavy every day, and I started very early and finished very late. And because the time I was working a bit from home, and after I was working on the building trade, so I had only one day, Saturday, where I was booking on my client. And so it was an interesting lesson for me to learn because I come back where I was before, where I always trust my body. So I said, he gave me the right information, and I need to follow that. So this thing make me give me more. I would say for my. I would say the screen, my clairvoyant screen, which I received when I was maybe 6, 7 or 7 years old or something, which allowed me to see things on a different way and to trust and I learned to trust what I was seeing. And that's why I start to see the unseen and to believe on the unseen what they are to say to me and what how they behave and this sort of thing, and how it really affecting my body. So it was very interesting progress because I was the only one in the family having this thing and this capacity and cannot really speak to anybody else, right? So, but this thing, it always be there. So the healing was, I was using this clairvoyance screen to do my healing and to do my work. But also that gave me another vision because I realized later on, after when I removed myself from the pendulum and all the tools, the dowsing tool, the Geopathic stress lines start to appear in a different color in front of my eyes. Right.
Oh, okay. So you're seeing colors of geopathic stress. What colors were you seeing when you were seeing these lines? Were they different colors or different?
They are different colors for me. For me, for example, when I look into the in like a banker's line,
yes,
I got a red picture, and I got some sort of like a very deep online. Like it looked like you can see a projection of 1 meter, sometimes more, right? Hartmann, it's a green light in front of me. It's like having curtains, green curtains in front of me. So when you pass through, you really feel, Carrie is more like sort of like a brown orange color.
Okay.
Right?
Bit like the curry powder.
Yeah, so actually. So it's quite interesting. So I realize I don't need all these things. And sometimes when you douse, it can be you use the rod or something, you realize some people, they pick it up because it's very much according to the sensitivity of the people, right? Mm-hmm. So they pick up something, but I'm still something different, right? So because I'm seeing something different, so I said, okay, that's my view and that's the view and the perception of the person. Yes. So we have to let your ego go completely and be completely neutral and respect everyone and every sensitivity, every funding. Right?
Absolutely. And that's such an important point in this realm of dowsing and intuitive and healing work is the ego. It's so important to let it subside, allow it to exist, but, respectfully, it's a servant, not the master. And when we, I've heard in the dowsing community people saying, well, that's not right. Well, actually, who are we to say, what that person's experience is, whether it's right or wrong? It might be right for that person. And the ego getting in the way of what we see or what we feel, it can control the outcome. And we become unwitting, sort of, misaligned or misguided seekers, if you like. So it's a very important point you just made there.
Yeah, it is, because I remember when I went to see my brother, and the other problem with this source, because in the mountain it depends on this source, right? And he said, "Could you help me to see if there's other sources I can collect to have more water?" Mm-hmm. Right? So I went to the hazelnut tree, asked if I could pick up a branch, and I still have I still have it, right?
Brilliant.
So I pick up that, and I want to do like the other do. So waiting for the thing to go up, and what was happening in my body was like that.
Shaking about.
So I said, okay, I need to let this guy go, right? Because it was too painful. Because my body was shaking. And I carry on, and I was, okay, I'm going to use the body. So I was, where was a good source? My body already vibrating, so we mark it. And after he collect everything. So I realized, and when I'm teaching, I always say to my student, please be aware of your body. Mm-hmm. Your body gives you all the signal.
Yes.
Right? You are angry, your system said, I'm angry, so you start to feel the anger and all that.
Yeah.
You are thirsty, the same. The body asks, right? You pass somewhere where you cross some water, or you're going to wash your hands, straight away you want to go for a pee, right? So that is the way the body is working. Mm-hmm. It gives us all the signal.
Yes.
So
the body knows.
What is good? So the body is not going to lie. The body is going to tell you exactly what you're receiving and because what it is, all this line, all this thing you want to find, why the body is reacting? Mm-hmm. Because it's a stressor to the body.
Yes.
So you put the body into stress and the body just react, right? So you're looking for this information according to this person. It stress you, so you understand that the connection between this information and the person, because you are neutral, so it's not your connection, right? Mm-hmm. So all this ground, I think, all what have been happening during all these life experiences and what have been experienced, I think it was to prepare me to infinity alignment and all the card and and after now Celeste. I knew it was something where, because to be honest, I was getting bored working with the pendulum. I said to myself, it might be something much interesting up there than looking for ley line, geopathic stress, and that and that and that. And because connected with the infinity element, it taught me so much. Because infinity element is a very extraterrestrial, I would say, the therapy. Because
Yes.
what we're using, it's absolutely mind blowing.
Yes, and just to touch on infinity alignment, how would you describe that for our listeners or our viewers as a concept? You said it's an extraterrestrial therapy.
Yeah, because when I received that, it's where it come from, the force, the power, and the way they educate me to receive this infinity alignment therapy. It was mind blowing, because it really starts. Well, when that started, it was not infinity alignment. It was something. It was something which was going through my body, and I remember it started at 3:00 in the morning. I was into my meditation, and suddenly I found a surge of power, of energy, and I felt my body was living. And so I was losing completely a sense of direction.
Wow.
So I went into my room, and I sat where I got my porter, and there I went completely out of body. And I went out of body, and there it was like somebody it was a bit like a boat in a storm. You feel you're being moved to one side to the other. And I was going to one sphere, to another sphere, to another sphere, but you are complete. And for 4-5 hours, because when I opened my eyes, it was like 5 hours, it was light, it was, but I was completely exhausted. I was completely drained. I cannot move to where I was. And there, that's the way it happened. There it was a big, like a silhouette happen in front of my eyes, but so much brightness, and so something I never see it. And I saw it with my eyes open. It was here. I thought this thing going to burn the house, right?
Oh, okay, that bright.
Yeah. So, and there it was the aura. And the chakra appear. That's why I saw so many chakra on the body. I never seen that before. I never thought this thing exists. And this thing start to disappear. The aura start to disappear, and the fourth sphere of light start to appear on the right side of the body.
Yes, these four spheres of light, and that's something I haven't come across before connecting with you, Jean-Marc.
That is where they are, the fourth sphere of light.
And we'll put a picture up on the podcast episode of that.
Yeah.
So there are four spheres of light to the left,
to the right,
to the right of the body. Yes, to the right of the body. And so they're sort of at the neck, about half an arm's length out, to the neck level, the heart level, the hip level, and the knee level, roughly.
No, it's a neck, hips, knee, and ankle.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Where we have the four main joint of the body.
Ah, okay. Yes.
If you realize that.
Yeah. And there's spheres of light about the size of sort of melon or something, or are they bigger?
Well, we got so what we have the fourth sphere of light, because they are around 40 centimeters apart from the body.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are the size where, they are big. They are big because they are also inside. There is they are information. They are alive, right? So you can go into the field of light and connect and get so much information there. So they are silver. They are silver with a thread, right?
Yes.
Because I call them silver field of light because when I was going out of the body at this time, I was using a silver, like a silver wire, like a string, right?
Yeah.
Because I said to myself, in case I cannot go back by myself, I will follow this thing. And lucky I done that because I went to the place where I was completely lost. The
Yes.
energy was so strong.
Wow.
So we got this fourth field of light, but a bit further, like another 20 centimeters, we got some, they are oval. And they are split it in two. And you got two music notes in every of them. So you got four. So you got the field of light with it going enter the body and try the way to channel it, right? But they're feeding permanently the body. It's because that we're still alive, right? Because they really support us. It's much deeper than that, but that I would say in a nutshell, that's the way it's happening. And we have this the other four, which they are split into with two music notes. So it starts by the ankle, do, re, and it's going up. And these music notes are circling around the body.
Really?
They're creating a circle.
Ah.
So when you are in this sort of in this sort of meditation state, and when you do the healing using infinity alignment, that's what is happening. That's why infinity alignment in using the field of light, anybody on this planet can be a healer, because everybody is a healer, but we forgot about it.
Yes.
But by using the field of light, anybody can do it. And in 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it change your life because you realize what you got in your hand and what you can do.
Yes. We are becoming more empowered, I'd say self-empowered to access that inner healer within, that we have all the tools. Maybe some people can help facilitate that access to our own inner healer. But just to have the concept of, yes, we have these spheres of light that are constantly supporting us, and we can connect with them, access the information within, and maybe heal and align that. We can understand that there are these musical notes circling us, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, all the way around us. I mean, that the sense I'm noticing more and more people are understanding the power of frequency in music and sort of the resonant sort of frequency and how healing sound can be, and how important it's becoming in people's awareness. And that's beautiful.
So in the therapy we use also the card with the do, re, mi, fa, and si. So they are very powerful because they are open it. Because the infinity alignment is very simple, right? We don't have any point to learn.
Good.
The only thing we have to learn is to let go the pendulum, the dowsing tool, and using our body and using our intuition and to believe into it.
Yes.
That's simple. That is a simple way infinity alignment work. No point to learn. You just have to know how to scan the body and believe into it.
Yes, and be aware of what you're feeling, and because there is a physical sensation there when you're scanning the body.
Yeah.
You know, for everyone, you know, it's just about getting centered, grounded. You know, doing a few deep breaths. You know, maybe a meditation when you're in that sort of state. where your brain waves are supporting you accessing that information. And to be fair, a pendulum or dowsing rods, people can use them. It's more an outward manifestation or a reflection, really, of what the body's already knowing. And it's a bit like an antenna, where your body is the antenna. Your micro muscles in your fingers are the things that twitch imperceptibly small twitches to move the rods or to move the pendulum. But it's your body doing the work. So why not go back to the body and feel what the body is already knowing, and just be, aware of those sensations and listen and trust the intuition we're getting, the messages.
Yeah, it's the right analogy. I really like that. I really like that, because what we lost to the sense of connection between ourselves and the nature. Because we are always need to prove something, because it's not scientifically correct, because this one doesn't say that, this one. So that some of the people, they put themselves as the authority, and you have to follow this authority, but where this authority come from? So for me, I washed all this thing away. And I want my students to prove themselves to themselves.
Perfect. Exactly.
That's it.
That's about empowerment and self-sovereignty, autonomy, because we know in our hearts, we know what is true and what is right. And if we can access that and get that sort of knowing, it's really what you're telling us, I think, Jean-Marc, is that, the days of the sort of the person who has the sort of the pointing finger and saying, this is what reality is, or this is what you should do in order to follow my healing practice or my rules or my way of being, then you can become a better person. That instructional way is the old paradigm. And what we're emerging into and evolving into is more self-led work, where we know we have the inner resources, and that maybe a way shower, a facilitator role is beneficial sometimes for, how to listen to our own inner guidance. But it's so important, because reality is ever changing around us, and we need to tune into what our inner reality is more and more nowadays to stay centered.
You're absolutely right there, and I wish this thing stopped, because I've been through this thing. I went to so many workshops, tried to learn so many technique or therapy I was interested with, and that's what I was facing all the time. People, they said, no, you have to do that. It had to be done this way, this way, this way. And I realized people, they were following this rule, and they were losing themselves, and they were losing their own identities.
Yeah.
And I've been through different workshops, and I realized when really you're facing the truth, and they really like life of the person involved on a couch, because they follow the rule, because they follow that, and because the master said you have to be there, they are completely incompetent. They just panic. And I rescue many of these, because I'm not working with a rule. I'm working with what I have in front of me.
Yes, what you see with your clairvoyance, what you're sensing intuitively, what is real for you right now, and what you're perceiving with that person.
Yeah, because, you see this person conversing on the table, and because he's connecting us. So I said, hey, we have to do something there. And you see people around there, they are petrified. And the number of cases I have on my couch when I do a demonstration, people, they look at me like, do we call an ambulance, or do we call, because they're panicking. But these messages on the couch, He got a lot to tell us. And if we handle it the right way and be patient and be reassuring and be confident, they are fine. But when you follow the role, I heard that many times, and that's why I left the workshop. Sometimes I remember paying the workshop for, it was like a 4 weekend. After the second weekend in the morning, the first Saturday in the morning, I saw the energy, the way the thing was going on, and I left. I never asked for a refund because I said, I'm not interested. No. I don't want to. And I did that many workshops, and some of the powerful technique with on. But people, they think they said, yes, I'm like that, but they don't apply it. They're just talking. For me, when I'm teaching, I'm seeing what my students doing, how they're doing it. On the contrary, I said, okay, guy, if you find something interesting, let's share it and let's put it together and let's write it down and let's share it with everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's like when you're in consultation, the person in front of you is your best teacher. If you listen to this person, you will be able to help. If you don't, you cannot help.
And that's key, isn't it? Because when you're listening, when you're truly listening, it's not just active listening, it's more than that. It's understanding, it's reading, it's perceiving, and it's feeling, and it's full attention. It's 100% focus on that person and what they're sharing, how it feels, and really being seen. And I think we all know or can sort of sense when somebody's listening to us, but they're already in their minds thinking of what they want their response to be. So they're not in the present moment fully with you. They're trying to plan how they respond. So that's showing it's mind-led rather than heart-led potentially. So it's so important to allow that space and that energy to flow naturally. And when you do fully listen to that person, which is why I love doing these, recordings of the podcast, because you're really connected in the present moment and sharing that energy and that interest and that shared area, like the Celeste or Infinity alignment. It's a really beautiful and important thing to do.
It is, and at the end of the day, that's my life. So if we now if we go back to Celeste, Celeste is born from nowhere, right? This drop from the stalactite reaching my forehead. Honestly, I was not in this mind to say, okay, I want that to happen. No,
it just
I was
happened.
there with my family, and we had a good time. And I just take a picture of this thing. I was taking the picture of the stalactite, this drop. This drop can be everywhere. Can end up on the floor, but okay. So there was some sort of like a signal, right? But I haven't really bothered more than that, because we were on holiday, we had a great time, and we went to see friends and this sort of thing. And Slovenia, it's really something which is, I love it. I love the people. I love the place. I got so many friends over there. It's like my second house, my second part of my heart. And when the things start to crystallize again, I had the experience with all the cards, with the 18 cards I got so far. And I had the experience, okay, what is going to happen now? What that going to be? And one day were really vivid in front of my eyes, so I draw it. I draw the shape. And it was very interesting, because I had no idea what it's going to be and how to use it. And I absolutely complete blank brain. I said, okay, what's this thing is happening?
What is it?
What is it? What's it going to be? And after that, I said, but how I'm going to bring that to life? So I asked my friend Charlie to draw it for me, because he's the one who did all my graphic and design. And so he drew it, and I said, do you know anybody can help me? And that's why he connect me with Tom Peters. And when I spoke to Tom about it, he said, yes, I can do that. Because I'm a shaman, I'm an architect, and I love the shape, I love to create it. And he was more than generous. He's an incredible person.
Yeah.
So we work on that, and we work like a year before we achieve what we need to achieve. And we have to integrate. He said the best way to integrate that into the golden ratio, but we realized we had to break a bit. And at the end of the day, nothing wrong with it. And because Celeste was our guidance, no, but at the time it was not Celeste. The name of Celeste wasn't there.
No.
So I was calling that the sacred pendulum, but just to give a name. But I knew it was a piece of jewelry because it was something in my screen was so beautiful. I said I need to replicate that. So we had a 3D printing, and this is we tried so many things, and over the year we managed to have the right connection, and so that is the first one. It came to life.
Okay.
I never polish it. You can see it's still the thing where they fill up the mold.
Oh yes, so it's being cast, and just for our listeners who aren't watching, rather than if they're listening on audio, we're holding up a figure of 8 pendulum with a really beautiful, sacred geometry shape, with coming to a point at the bottom, and it's quite a substantial piece as well, isn't it? It's got some body to it, and
it is.
Yeah, and it's like a Mobius loop combined with an infinity sign. And also with the sort of Nautilus shell, that sort of nice curve you get with the sort of golden section.
And you got the eyes shape here, right? And you got the 8 here. You got the number 9 inside. You got it's so much. You got the leaves of the tree, the shape of the leaf of the tree, the drop of water. It's so much. It's so powerful.
Yes.
So when I got to my first, so we had the 2 sizes that they were to work with. So I said, how is this thing going to work? I had no idea what, and it was so like a guidance from meditation, and I saw it was a hand holding Celeste, but only the hand. So it means it's not attached to anything. You ought to be neutral.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I pick up Celeste and I start to hold it, and I realize I got nothing to say, nothing to ask. Celeste was just swinging around.
Yes.
So I said, it's absolutely incredible. But it was like natural for me, right? Because I clear my head from all the pendulum, all the dowsing tool and all that. And that I realized it was a teaching the day when I received the information and said, you are not going to use the pendulum today.
Okay.
So it makes my life much easier than to be conditioned with the pendulum, the yes and no, and you have to ask a question, no, I'm doing that, you know. With Celeste, no question.
No. Simple, distilled, isn't it? That
yeah.
Again, that sense of water from the drop of water that came from the stalactite in the cave in Slovenia. You know, the simplicity of water, but also the infinite sort of knowledge in water. It's come through that drop onto your third eye, and it's such a simple process. It's not even a process so much, is it? It's just being with Celeste.
Yeah, it is. So for me, it's silence, quietness, tranquility. You know, you don't have to ask the person anything.
No.
So because Infinity Element work with the pore, the skin, so when you scan the body, you find a blockage. And when we work with Celeste, we work from the head, around 40 centimeters from the head, and you go down, you scan. So sometimes there's a blockage here into the aura, and after you go down and you follow the line of the spine, right? A bit like like on this, like on the map, on the graph I designed.
Yes, and I remember you writing in your Celeste manual that there's so much information in the spine and the nervous system.
So you follow, yeah,
perfect.
You follow the line, and after you follow the median line of the legs. So it was okay. Scan the point, you find the pore of the skin where the blockage is. And when you open this pore of the skin, this thing, when you reach the different level, different body layers, this thing, it was opening in front of my eyes. And I can see this funnel become like a 1 meter at the divine level, right? And you open it. So you don't have to understand where this is going to go and what, because you take care of it. The cosmos or the universe, or you want to call, is taking care of it. Because Celeste is just there to open it and send in the message. It's a powerful healing going through it, the body. That's why the body just align itself.
Yes.
You don't have to do any manipulation. You don't have to do it. Just so you go, you follow the spine where you find the blockage. You scan it. When you find the blockage, you just put Celeste. So it's very important, and that it's something for me. I always stress the people, to my students, to do it, because when you find the point, it's good to identify which point is connected with. Because this point is the access to our universal library.
Yes.
Because we lost our sense of information, our sense of space.
Yes.
But what Celeste does, it brings you back into, it connects you back to the earth. It connects back to the element. So when you find the point, doesn't matter where it is, you scan this part first. So here you have some entity, you have different entity, you got different, you got some viruses and bacteria and so on. And you can also go a bit more deeper by asking, is this connection, say it is virus or bacteria, it came from the house or the land or the office or this sort of thing. So you can go much deeper, or the same with entity. If there's nothing happening here, you can go here on this line here.
Mm-hmm.
And here you will have obviously all the chakras and the glandular system connected with the chakras and the part connected to the chakras. So it gives you also a big information. And you can go in deeper and deeper and deeper, right? But soon you acknowledge and you identify the blockage, it will release. And also it's something interesting because when your client is going to wake up and they're going to ask, because it's the curiosity of the human, and I find that fascinating. But
Yeah.
you always ask, what did you find?
Yes. Curiosity is there.
Yeah. And I always said, I always answer by, how do you feel?
Yes.
And what did you experience?
Mm.
Because I always said to my student, don't come to your patient or your client we think you cannot explain.
Mm.
So if you said to your client, oh, I find an entity, if you don't go to the bottom of it, this person going to leave the room with thing in mind.
Yeah, concern or a worry. What's
Yeah.
an entity? What does that mean? How does that affect me? Is it going to come back? All of those sort of thought loops that you can develop if there's something you're uncertain of.
So exactly. So here, my question is, why you waste so much time doing the healing if you put something in the brain of the person you cannot explain, and you destroy all your work.
Exactly, you're undoing it by making it complicated unnecessarily, and overlaying meaning where there doesn't need to be so much meaning. What I noticed, Jean-Marc, when I saw a video of you doing a treatment with the Celeste, so you were demonstrating it on a video, and you went through the whole treatment, so it was really, really clear. What I could sense watching you doing the treatment was how relaxed and deeply, profoundly rested the client was becoming. Just moments into the Celeste being used, I could feel the energy. It was almost like instead of, let's say, Western lifestyles, people revving, going at a certain pace, we find, people come into a healing space and they're a bit fast, I could just see the softness and the subtle and deep relaxation that was happening with your client in a way that's different to how I've witnessed with, let's say, Reiki or crystals. There was something else more profound happening that I could witness and sense watching you doing that videoed demonstration. It came through from the screen.
Yeah, because I'm neutral. I'm neutral, but in the meantime, I'm very compassionate, and I love what I'm doing. And when you work with Celeste through the pore of the skin, imagine the pore of the skin when you open it. The pore of the skin is connected to the whole body.
Yes.
Central nervous system, muscle, blood. It's an incredible information. The first time I started to work with Infinity Element, I received this information. I saw it. It was so fast. The light, when I touched the point, the light went so fast around the body, back to the brain and back to the point, and where the healing was performed. I said, that's magic. That's incredible. And all the thing, Infinity, what I'm teaching, is what I learned from the guidance. It's not from my head. It's not from me. I'm inventing something. I made it out. No. It's all my hours of meditation, day and night, which and also the outer body you want it, but the thought, right? Because I receive all this information, I have to go where the knowledge is. And I went to few different civilizations, but as a peacemaker and looking for knowledge, not as a fighter. Doesn't matter what I have in front of me, I always go as a peacemaker and looking for knowledge. And that's where the door are opening. And there you can, and infinity element, that's what it is. So when I'm teaching, that's what it is. When I'm teaching infinity element, I'm teaching the Celeste, I respect everyone there in the room, all the students, because you go through thing which is not, sometimes maybe it's not tangible, but it becomes tangible. It becomes the power. And this sort of power we cannot keep for ourselves. We have to be neutral because it doesn't belong to us.
Absolutely not. No, and it's our honour and privilege just to be able to work with it and, you know, be alongside that, or let it come through our hand. You know, just our hand is the, like you're saying, is the device that holds the Celeste, and the Celeste does the work.
Yeah, Celeste does the work.
The witness.
So if you have if you hold the pendulum, right, and you hold the still, if you don't ask any question, what is going to happen? You're going to stay still.
Exactly.
Right? Now, if you said, give me my yes, right, it will start to give you your yes, right? When you're holding on top of the body, or you're holding Celeste.
Yes.
You know, if I hold the pendulum here, nothing happening.
So Celeste naturally has movement.
If you hold Celeste, you don't have to. The thing is also with Celeste, and I notice most where the issue is because as a beginner, you tend to focus on Celeste. You don't leave Celeste to do what she has to do. You focus on Celeste by waiting for Celeste to move. And that is not the way, because you're blocking everything. I saw that many times. So I did it, like I said, you can eat a sandwich or you can have a glass of champagne by the time Celeste doing the work. What a big deal.
Yeah. It's
because you're not involved.
Yeah, it's better to get out of the way, not have any sort of, control, if you like, and any mind interference with what Celeste is doing.
Because Celeste, you work like that, right?
Absolutely.
You are the person coming to you, your client coming to you, said, okay, what's your story? So you listen to the story. This story is the information which is coming from the person. So this story is going to guide you through the healing.
Yes.
So you're not involved. This information is already ingrained into the body. So what you have to do, that's it. We have the story. We know what's happening. We know where to go. We don't have to ask many questions. And there you start to scan the body. Are you scanning the body? You find the point. You identify here, so you can use Celeste as a pointer, or you can have your dowsing tool if you want, but it becomes a bit difficult. So you scan down, you find the point, said virus. You put Celeste on the part of the body where you find this information. You put Celeste and you let Celeste do it. And Celeste she knows exactly what she has to do. We don't know. So we don't have to focus on Celeste and look. And if you focus on Celeste, you're just blocking everything.
Yeah.
But if you leave Celeste to do what she has to do, because she knows, doesn't matter what she does, she can be on the left, on the right, and she goes forward. It doesn't matter. Because Celeste is not a dowsing tool. It's a healing tool. It's a channeling.
Yes.
She permanently channeling information that we don't have the possibility to we don't have the knowledge. Because it came from so much. It came from the very high sources. Celeste came from the information before everything it get crystallized.
Wow.
Because without this information, you cannot have the crystallization, or you cannot, if you don't have any information, you cannot do anything because you don't have the information. So I saw it. That's why I went there. When I followed this process with a drop of water, I went backward because that is the way my brain is working, right? And there I went to the sphere. I went to the place where you can see the information start to crystallize, make this crystal happening and all that. And that's where Celeste come from.
That's
so
beautiful.
It's we have here an incredible power, and at the end of the day, could you use, if you give me the choice to use a pendulum to heal someone or Celeste, I will get Celeste. And I will get neutral, completely neutral, no question to ask, and just follow the flow of the energy. And that's it.
That's beautiful. And not only is it possible to do this beautiful healing by getting ourselves out the way and letting Celeste do the work, let's say, there are other applications, not just, let's say, body, mind, spirit. Water, balancing water is incredible. So, I've sat with you, Jean-Marc, where you've had some London tap water in a big glass jar, and
we can
harmonize.
We can repeat now.
It really does something special. And the people in the room in your workshop were sitting around, and we each had a glass of tap water, unfiltered tap water, sitting right in front of us. And it was about, let's say, 1.5 meters, 2 meters maybe from, that's sort of 6 to 8 feet or something, away from this jar of water you had in the center. And we all noticed when the Celeste had finished doing this harmonizing of the I would say it tastes a bit metallic, it's hard water. It went sort of velvety soft and really, really like structured water that you get in a holy well, something like that. And the water in our glasses, which were, a short distance away, also had the same effect. So it wasn't just the water in the jar that was shifted and harmonized and made whole, it felt like, and healed. It was the water in our glass. And I could also feel in my body as well that there were, adjustments being made to the water in my body while you were doing this one central task.
Yeah. Or we can repeat I can get some water if you want, and a glass of water, and we put Celeste inside.
It's beautiful. So, well, I've got a recording of that workshop, so maybe I'll tag that on to the end of our talk. So I've got, and just let's see what people feel when they witness that. It's a good five minutes of work that the Celeste was doing in silence. So it's quite lovely to see Celeste in action like that. And people, I know a friend, Maeve, who you can do this over your food, or over your cooking, or maybe in your bath water, so that everything that you come into contact with is nourished and made whole and beautiful. It's a really lovely thing.
Yeah, it's very interesting because recently I had a friend, a dowser and we had some water from the source, and he was making note or what was coming up from the water. So he found some lead, and it's supposed to be very pure water. But what is pure? There's so many things happening in the air and the cosmos and in all this thing, the spreading and this other thing. So, and he was absolutely. He says, "Are we drinking that? It's supposed to be a source water where everybody go and pick up it. Tell you what that." So he start to list it, and he was, because he had a witness. So the water was, and we put Celeste inside the glass where we collected. It was a big vase, and we collected and we let it, right? And after he did a reading, and all the information there disappeared.
Wow.
It was just incredible. It's both of us to look at each other and say, wow, here is something happening. They all disappear.
Amazing. It's again so profound, Jean-Marc, isn't it? Which is why I feel like there's an interest in the work you've been doing to channel and bring forward Celeste into our reality. It's so welcome. It's so right for right now, it feels.
So so we did the first part of the workshop, and they did another part of the workshop another weekend. And I'm just writing what I received for the second part of the weekend, right? So not only you will have more information, because Celeste have been taking me to another level, you will learn, and you will be one of the first to discover the new information from what Celeste bring into into our workshop. And so as you know, now someone which did the full course, so 2 weekends, and plus the idea to have like 4 or 5 hours online, and 2 weekends emerge into Celeste power and how to work. And so we'll be able to certify every student and to become practitioner of Celeste, working with Celeste to be a therapist certified and backed up by insurance. So that is the work I did, and I got the confirmation with the insurance balance. And so everyone, which will be follow the courses, and we do like a 3 or 6 case study, I can't remember, but it will be certified if he desire. It will be certified as a Celeste therapist. And also, my idea is to have teachers teaching Celeste, because, and I'm open also to travel the country and travel everywhere to teach and do some workshop. So anywhere, anybody can put something together, and I'm here, I'm coming, because I cannot hold all this information.
Yeah, thank you for sharing it with us on this, podcast today, Jean-Marc. It's beautiful because it's so gentle and powerful, and just so healing, but it's just subtle yet strong. It's illuminating, and it's just never ending. All the beautiful information that's coming through. And Celeste is again, it's almost got this sort of this quality of the beauty. It feels very divinely sort of downloaded or guided. But it's also difficult to describe. It's more a sense, and you can use Celeste in person, you can use Celeste remotely, you can use Celeste on yourself. There's lots of different applications in your environment, in your home, harmonizing.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And you can use also on, I noticed I did some work also on with a friend of mine, which is working a lot with earth energy, and where he was going to put what we call acupuncture into the earth acupuncture, done it with Celeste. If you follow the line and you work on this line the same way you work on the spine, you don't need anything, because you will heal this line.
Yes.
So you follow the line. Whether the blockage, you go back there. It's all there.
Same thing.
And you got, we have also an emotion chart you can use. So you find the point, and we work on that. It was very interesting because the amount of power. What you do, you empowering this line, Geopathic stress line, or what you want to call, you empower them, and you make this thing happening at so much distance. You cover 100 kilometers. Because it's like when I work on rivers, it's the water touch everyone.
Yes.
You work on a river, but the water arrives at the top. It also have the information.
Yes.
Because it's all homeopathic information.
Exactly.
So we cannot really work with bankers. We had to open our vision. And we had to be like when you walk on a mountain, if you follow, that's always my analogy. When you walk on a mountain, if you follow the same path, you will always see the same thing. But if you get out of the path and start to walk all around, and you're going to find things which are completely different. And you're going to see things which you never see before. And infinity alignment, it's based on that. Be curious, be adventurous. The rule, there's no rule.
Yeah.
Working with Celeste, there's no rule. There's the guidance, but there's no rule. You're making your own therapy because it's your own sensitivity.
Yes, and you're bringing your gifts and your inspiration that comes through you as well, of your areas of interest. We each have a sort of a level of curiosity, because that's part of the higher self, is being creative, curious, compassionate, centered. And so, that curiosity can lead us to explore new avenues off the beaten path, off the straight track.
Yeah, and that's why Celeste, give us a different, material. Here we have the copper one, right? Which is, it brings a different energy, work in a different way. We have the silver. I find the silver is very much connected with the silver birch, the tree. Okay. There's sort of link there, which is difficult to explain, but you feel it around you. And it's very heavy. This one, it's a solid silver, right?
Okay.
You have the brass one, Yeah,
that's the one I've got.
Yeah, you got the brass one, and you have the gold-plated.
Yeah, beautiful.
So they all bring different healing way to, but it's only true to Celeste. I got some students, they got all of them, right? And they work in combining between the small one, the bigger one, the silver, depend the case they do. Sometimes they get them all together. So everybody, it's not me to say, no, you cannot do that, you cannot do that. No, I'm so curious. Wow, that's incredible. That it makes me so happy to see people, they contribute, they bring things into infinity alignment. So we publish it, we talk, we pass, and the information is, it's not me. I'm bringing something in this world which is an incredible and powerful and beautiful therapy, which is so versatile, so open into the world. When somebody came, one of my students, who said, I found out that he make me so happy because I know this person, he has been digging, he's interested in the work he does, and if he get all that, it's because he's nurtured.
Yes.
It's because he got the message. And sometimes that came from the student and said, what can I do to be more powerful? I tried to push, say, no, don't push, be neutral.
Exactly.
So they look at me and say, what do you mean? Don't be there. Your responsibility, it's your patient, not you. No. Your responsibility to be neutral and well and ready to accept and ready to learn.
Beautiful. That's the true power, Jean-Marc. Because becoming powerful is about surrendering and becoming neutral so that there's limitless power flowing through us. And it's not about us being powerful as, you know, that Svengali type, you know, you see it in the stories, don't you? Like Aladdin with Zafar, who wants to become this all-powerful sorcerer, or, you know, whatever. It's like it's been a pattern through the ages, hasn't it, for people with knowledge wanting power combined. But actually the true power is the surrendering, totally getting out the way and allowing that true divine power, let's say, come through us, and using something as beautiful as Celeste, holding, honoring, but actually it's not about us. Let the Celeste do this beautiful divine work, and we are just the helpful holder of the Celeste.
Exactly. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you want to learn infinity alignment, you want to work as Celeste work, sorry, you just have to come to the workshop with an open mind and an open heart.
Exactly. You don't need to be a trained healer. You don't need to have done any studying of anything before. Just be open-hearted.
That's it.
Neutral.
You know, I got students, they are 13, 14, and they are captivated. Wow, this thing, that really this thing exists. We don't, nobody told us, nobody gave us this power, nobody, you know, it's not the way, why we don't learn that at school. Well, said, don't ask me. But it's you know, a child of 13, 14, they are absolutely bemused by what they're having in front of their eyes. And they don't think that was possible. And that is the version. You can see the beauty. And when you share all that you are in a room and you got adult and all this other thing. And they are encouraged by the parent to say, no, say what you say. Be open. No. And I found that magnificent. So they grow. So, you know, it's like you got a big tree and you got a little one that tried to grow, but this one is put a lot of shadow on this tree, and this one it never grow. Right? Only if it branch outside and start to get the light for himself. Right? And that is the way we just killing the power of our children. If I was like that, putting the lead on my children, my daughter would not be like an acupuncturist now saying From the day she starts, which is September, she's seeing 20 people a week. She's a magnet.
Mm.
Why? Because she brings another dimension.
Mm.
And the other one the same. So why? Because I give my children, I never said no to the point you cannot do that. I always said the other way around, and be yourself.
Yes.
You have the power. Be yourself. Yes, fantastic. I give them the credit. I give the support. I give because that's the way it is. They said something and say, you are right. Let's explore it. Let's see. Let's,
Mm.
And that is the way, infinite element, that's what it brings. It brings so much wisdom. And so, I can say with my student, what I develop with my student. Can be London or it can be in Slovenia. It's really open heart, really like a true family, where there's a lot of, I would say, lot of generosity, but also so many talent.
Mm.
And everybody brings something, and it's an incredible. You got 20 people in a room, or 10 people, or 2 people. They are different. They are talented. They are powerful. You don't have to go anywhere to be powerful. Where you stand, it's where the power is.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not acquiring it externally to you.
Yeah, that's the beauty. So that's the infinite element, because it's an infinite alignment.
Mm. Yes, what's possible?
What is possible? So please, don't be shy. Come to join us.
I know I'll be back again, Jean-Marc, for your next workshop as well. I really love the way you share your knowledge. You're very humble, you're very open, you're a gentle guide, and you allow Celeste and Infinity alignment to come through you. But it's very generously shared. So thank you for that lovely work you're doing too.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry. Thank you for your generosity. I really appreciate your time, and for you to having me here, because it's very important to pass this beautiful message. It makes your day. In the morning, you wake up, you got something incredible in your hand. You can make a difference, and it's a reason why every morning is, I'm waking up always good. Like a client, which she's a patient, she's a friend, but she's known me for the past 20 years, and she always get the same question. Said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm good. I'm very good."
Yeah.
She said, "How could you do that?" How could you do that? Since I know you, you're always good. We went through all COVID and you're always good.
Yeah.
So because I don't go where other people. I focus on my work. I focus on what I love, and all what I'm interested in, and what I can do for others to help and other. So the rest, it's maybe in my life I don't scale our 7, 8, 10, 20 figure, but I scale with my heart, and my heart is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And that's the infinite growth, isn't it? That's the real abundance, right?
It's the infinite growth, right? So allow you enjoy yourself, allow you do things because you love it.
Yes.
And when you pass the message, you'll be able to listen. Your ego is complete.
Yeah.
Out of the.
Yes. And you're in service to your highest calling. You're doing what you love. I mean, it's naturally going to be like a fountain of, replenishing energy coming through you, Jean-Marc, because you're doing what your calling is. You're doing what you love. So it's not effortful. It's not tiring. It's just energizing and uplifting and expansive. So when we do find that opportunity, whether it's for a moment in a day or a moment in a week, there's always that possibility, isn't there, to do what you're really called to be doing and honouring that.
Exactly.
And when we
Like you
don't,
do.
yeah, exactly. And when we don't do that, we soon find out about it because we start to struggle, or, you know, that there feels like there's some dissonance. We know when we're not on our highest path, and our soul calling, and we're all coming back to this. Whether we know it or not, it's coming.
Yeah, it's a goodie place and safe.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Jean-Marc. It's so lovely to have this conversation with you. It's been a real treat. Thank you for sharing.
No, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.